Welcome everybody, and thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us today with Intelligent Beauty Global. We have Peter Gray with us doing some hair, and the fabulous Rudy Miles.
Woo!
And of course the lovely Veronica. So Peter, what are we up to today?
Oh, Saturday morning in New York City, and we're here with Clay Boot, our photographer.
That's right.
We've got Anne from Blonde & Co. Thanks very much for the studio. And we got the Hairbrained. How are you guys doing? How are the hair geeks doing today? We get some makeup geeks as well, right?
Yes,
Rudy?
I hope so.
We're going to throw
And
down some
skincare
makeup.
geeks.
Okay, so what we've done is prepping the hair today. I've just done a very light blow dry using a large round brush just to give Veronica's hair some volume. And what I've used a couple of products from the I-NNOVATORS if you want to come over. And we've used the Good Hair Thermal Primer. And then what I've done is used the Flex Setter Gel, but I've applied it to the root area with a tint brush. So almost like you would apply it like a new growth hair color. I've applied the Flex Setter Gel into my hand, the palm of my hand, and I've just literally pasted it on and then sectioned her off on the scalp and painted it right onto the root.
Why is that? Because
I really
full product control. You knew
with
exactly
Veronica,
where you were going to place that.
exactly where I want the volume. So this has no other product, no hairspray in it whatsoever, and you can see the volume I'm getting from it. Now it was shampooed and conditioned prior to this with the new Amplify products, which are, here we go, Amplify here, brand new from I-N. Here we go. So Amplify shampoo and conditioner, and what we've done is just like shampooed it very lightly, put a bit of conditioner through mid and ends, definitely nowhere near the roots, and then I used a tiny bit of the blowout cream, middle and ends as well, just so that it gives me a little bit of smoothness, because what I'm looking for, and what I talked to Clay about, and Clay's a photographer, I was looking at a Marilyn Monroe Last Sitting, which is sort of soft, sexy hair. I thought a bit about the Guess, sort of 90s, 2000s, setting the hair, and I wanted just a really nice blow dry set beforehand.
Is that what you're going to show us today, Pete?
That's what I'm going to show you.
Awesome.
While Rudy does his facial, I'm going to get on with setting the hair.
All right, Rudy.
Hi,
the floor is
everyone.
yours.
Yes. So one of the things I love as an esthetician are your questions that you ask about product usage, recommendation, your skin type. And what's great about Veronica, we always try to talk to the model because she's also first a person. And so we talked about her real skin needs and concerns and what she's using and not using. So I want to just kind of talk about that. So on Veronica, what I want to show is a beautiful mask that you could create with the Intelligent Skincare products. I'm going to show you how to do it, why we're doing it, how to mix it. I'm going to do the SD way. You can literally do it in the palm of your hand, but I'm just going to give Veronica a little luxury here. And the reason I do this is because, at least, I don't know where you are, but here, we're in New York. It is cold, very, today. And this really affects our skin. And even if you're in a different climate with indoor heat, you may not be as cold as it is here, but maybe the heat is dehydrating your skin as well. So whatever the reason, so this is meant for intense hydration and a little self-care, a little treatment for yourself. So what I'm going to use is the Regenerative Rich Cream. So this is the cream that's a little more luxurious, the texture. It also has the plant stem cells, gardenia, because the idea is when your skin gets very dry and starts to get depleted, that's really when you start to see those signs of wrinkles. One of the ways. So the gardenia helps with the plant stem cells, with the renewing of the skin overall. It also has shea butter in it, which is just beautiful as an emollient. Shea butter is interesting because it's solid when it's in its room temperature form, but when you blend it into the skin, it literally melts into the skin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take like 4 or 5 pumps, okay, or 6. And I'm going to take 1 pump of the liquid green. If you have nothing else in your I-N repertoire,
Just get this.
You must get this product.
And don't just get one, get like 5.
And like, I'm going to use the body one shortly too. It's for every skin type. It's Argan Oil. It has all the antioxidants and blue tansy. It smells amazing. And the reason I love it is because it's really beautiful for oily skin or dry skin, because it is weightless once you put it on, okay?
And it just disappears almost.
So real quickly, I'm just gonna go over Veronica's skin with a little micellar water. Again, this product is great. You don't need to rinse it with water. It's sustainable palm and coconut. It's just a great cleanser, and it's gentle. Guys, this is great for you too. I use this as my pre-shave sometimes.
Hey, I just want to take a minute and say hello to our audience. Rudy, you've got some fans here with us.
Hi, folks.
See,
Rudy's
Amber.
always got the fans up.
Well,
there.
Amber is
stop.
saying hello.
Hi, Amber.
Intelligent
Rudy,
Energy
doing
is
the
here with
deed.
us, as well as Bonnie. Rudy, she's saying hello
Hi,
as
Bonnie.
well. Welcome, everybody. Nick Guinness is saying hello. He remembers you guys from Gerard's birthday party.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
If-
which one was that? The one we
Welcome,
can't remember or the
everybody.
one we can remember?
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and learning along with us today.
So again, you can do this in your hand, everyone. I'm just using a container, very SD. I'm gonna actually use our massage tool to apply the product as well. And it should be kind of whipped. It should look kind of, thick and present. And we're just gonna smooth it on the skin.
And you've just mixed the two of those together, literally. Like
Liquid
paste.
cream and
Was it equal parts? I'm sorry, we missed that one.
it's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. No, at least 4 pumps of the rich cream and 1 pump of the liquid green.
Okay. Let's see. Morgan Roy is saying hello to the both of you guys.
Ah,
Hi,
Morgan.
Morgan.
How's Toronto?
Welcome, everybody. Thanks
Shout
for hanging
out to the Toronto crew.
So, Pete, what are you thinking about as you're taking your rather large curls back here?
I'm using a very large curling iron, and I'm not, where the length actually doesn't even fit into the curl, I'm not going, traditionally you would use a smaller curling iron. All I'm looking for is the bend underneath at the back. So I'm looking for kind of a modern Marilyn Monroe here. So I don't want a full curl. All I'm looking for is the movement on the ends there. And again, you can see the volume just setting in. I'm not using any sort of hairspray to set here at all.
The original product is enough for now.
It's plenty. That once you've applied that flex editorial along with the blow dry cream, there's enough gumption in the hair, and we've got that protective base in there as well. I mean, and the thing is, for me, the most interesting thing is everybody always complains about volume and natural products. They're like, can natural products give us volume?
Rudy, you moved on to the lips.
Yes, so everyone, I like to think, your lips are skin. So when you're doing like all these facials at home and masks, definitely do some lip self-care. So this is a product, again, I love everything. I'm not gonna keep saying I love. This is a vegan lip balm. So it's rice bran.
Oh, so you really love.
Oh, I just love this. It's plumping, has sodium hyaluronate as well. It's really hydrating, which is fantastic. So I try not to, Peter and I talk about this a lot. Sound too preachy talking about ingredients and what I-N doesn't do and what other brands do, because ultimately it's not really about that. I love the products because they perform and they work. They just happen to be formulated with such a consciousness that also speaks to, how I like to work as an artist and also as an esthetician.
Rudy, how long do you normally keep masks on?
Okay, so this treatment, I would leave it on for at least 5 minutes. It's really beautiful if you also could add steam from the shower to it as well, because what it is creating is an opportunity for the skin to really absorb more of the moisture of the combination. The excess we will remove, but instead of using like a hot towel or something to take it off, whatever remains we're going to massage into the skin as just added hydration. You can also, if you want to take this and you didn't want to waste it, I guess you could take it off and put it on your feet. I wouldn't use it on my hands because it's kind of like recycled. You're going to use your hands for something, but your feet, it's your feet. Hopefully do give your feet some love. Let's do some liquid green body oil. So what I'm going to do is just give Veronica a beautiful hand massage. Everyone, I am telling you, out of the shower, wet skin, you put this on, massage it in. I don't know, do your hair, do your brows or whatever. It will absorb, weightlessly gone. It's hydrating. It's sesame oil and coconut oil.
So it's just what we were using for the face, but for the body.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Veronica, except it's matte, isn't it? It's dry.
Yeah, it dries
The dry
completely
oil, which
dry.
I really like. And then, because I've been using the liquid green for the face, actually on the body as a shine, for shine when I've been doing shoots, when I haven't had makeup. So, I've been doing the makeup and skin myself. And I've been using it a lot for shine.
It's fantastic for shine, but not oily.
Veronica, you've used the oil yet at home?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so the exciting thing is Taylor at I-N, shout out there, Taylor,
Hey,
does all
Taylor.
the hard work ahead of time. And all our models, for me, it was very important that everything's really authentic. Like I hate selling product, and if the product doesn't work, I'm just not interested. So I like every model to kind of have used the product beforehand and actually, have their own point of view on it. And the nicest thing is when she came in, literally the first thing she was saying is, this is really good. It's not just natural, it's really good. And we were having a discussion about it already. So then rather than me having to say, this is what it does, this is the ingredients, blah, 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 she's already kind of gone for it and tried them out. And I think that, for me, is ultimately, what your guests are doing, what the public are doing. They don't want the salesmanship. They want the proof is in the pudding. Oh, look at that.
Hey, Pete, can you talk to us a little about how you're taking your barrel rolls on the side? Is it on purpose? I see it's kind of like directed back away from Veronica's face.
Yep, I'm twisting them slightly diagonally. So I'm just rotating the sections. Now, this is a classic directional set, but I'm not clipping it. I did load myself up with clips. If you have a look over here.
I was going to ask about that.
I got loaded myself up with clips. You can see I've stolen one there from someone. I think that's Jamie's. But what I've done is I'm just setting horizontally here, but dragging it backwards off the face. It's horizontally here. Rather than setting it diagonally and angling it off the face, which will give me a bit more of an old-fashioned look, she'll be able to pull it down around her face because she normally wears a bob. So she likes it around the side of the neck here. So I don't want to put it into a situation where it's all the way off the face for the first shot and she feels uncomfortable.
And what about your iron heat level?
Just turned it down, and that's why it's taped. So I've actually taped it inside. So I've used a bit of gaffer tape. So this is kind of I use hot tools here. And what I've done is literally I tape over the lock. So I use it in lock mode, and then I turn the temperature down. And I put it on, so my hand can't accidentally bump the heat.
Oh, okay, great.
Which is very important when I'm dealing with bleached hair. Well spotted there, Kel. Kel doing all the work for us there today.
Taylor is saying hello to everybody. Welcome, Taylor. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Good morning, Minneapolis. All right, so there we go. So once you've got the iron in there, you can just drag it back slightly. And you just use the tip of the iron there, you can use the tail comb, and the moment you pull it out, you get that really soft movement all the way off the face.
And the tail comb just makes sure to get all those little baby guys.
All the little baby guys, yeah. I mean, those are the little baby hairs around the hairline are almost unavoidable when you've got sort of processed hair like this. And Veronica, you said you've been lightened for how long?
Yeah, like around 10 years.
Get it, girl.
Maybe even more.
Right. So during Veronica's more fashion career, she had bleached eyebrows as well, and that was kind of her signature: bleached hair, bleached eyebrows. We were discussing that earlier. So for me, it was really interesting. I come from more of a fashion background, so that she comes from more of a fashion background is easy for me to understand how comfortable she's going to be with the hair. If you're more from a catalog background, you're going to want some things that are a little bit more natural or a little bit more perfectly done.
Just want to take a minute and say hello to our audience. We've just gained all kinds of new viewers. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us. Dean, welcome. Thanks, everyone. And if you guys have any questions, please holler, skin or hair. Rudy, what are you up to now that the mask is off?
So we added the Regenerative Eye Gel. So this is great, everyone. It's aloe based, so it's cooling, soothing. It feels amazing. It's also cucumber. So we see the spot pictures of people with cucumbers around their eyes. Cucumbers actually are known for cooling and hydrating. I mean, they're mostly water content too. So this is beautiful as an under eye treatment. So we just added that to Veronica's under eye. Tapping motion again.
Are there any aha moments or tricks to the trade without using too much? Like, what if you only need half a pump, or it's such a small area, the eye?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great question because it's really going to depend also on the formula. Like if it was a creamier eye cream, I would definitely have used less because it's more emollient. Because it's a gel, it's really nice because as it dries, it tightens the under eye area. And again, it's water-based. It's literally water-based.
Is there alcohol in the gel that causes the drying?
It's the aloe.
Aloe,
It's
okay.
the aloe.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing.
Very
When you're blow drying with a flex setter gel, it can feel like a little heavy you know, and the hair feels a little weighted, but you
Right.
can see how much volume it gives the hair. It literally just rolls off it, you know, every roll of the curling iron, it's just sort of bouncing away from the head.
So Pete, can you tell us like how you're moving up Veronica's head? Is it
Brickwork.
I was going to
Brickwork.
say, is it a brickwork?
Very soft, random brickwork. Not
Okay.
super neat. Definitely not like a Sharon Blaine beauty. Like I'm much more into, you know, it's a pragmatic salon set. It's what you would do in a salon situation. In a salon, you don't have time. You know, they're clean sections. I mean, that comes from cutting hair. But, you know, just putting it in, rolling it up, getting it down to the root, and then just pushing it back off the face a little bit. So I'm dragging that root area and pulling it away there. So I'm getting that volume still.
Can you drag it back too much?
Not really. It's just how it looks. You know, at the end of the day, it's not up to me. It's up to individual suitability. You know, the technique is you could drag it forward. You know, if your client felt more comfortable with more hair around the face.
And when taking your sections, are you thinking about how wide they are? Is that part
Yeah.
of the set?
I'm basically just, whatever section I take, I split it in two. So if it feels like it's too long, then I take it again. I'll take a subsection because, you know, you can see as I roll in there, I just lift up, use my finger underneath, and then pop the curling iron down at the root, lift up away from the scalp, and just take those ends, roll them around. And I'm not making it into a perfect roller. You can just brush those ends, keep rolling to smooth those ends. And then the last thing you can do is just push a little bit to give it a little bit of a kick. So you're not setting it in a classic roller. Hot rollers, I was just discussing with a friend last night. You know, hot rollers are making a huge comeback.
Oh, wow.
You know,
You were not expecting that, huh?
no, it's kind of exciting. You know, I think, you know, there are a couple of companies, Babulous and T3 and a couple of other companies are bringing out like really cool hot roller sets. I think Cloud9 have a really interesting one.
Are they Velcro?
No,
Or
they're
the
not.
velvet?
They're not. I think the Babulous have rubber now, so they actually hold on to the hair a little bit better. I like the really old sets. I have sort of several of the very old velvet sets, which I really like.
Nice.
Okay, as I come up to the temple, what you don't want to see is straight lines. So almost like a highlight section. Just moving the comb very, very slightly. Just taking my section in there. Just weaving away so I get like a serrated section. And it's invisible in there. So you don't get any hard line. And again, split that in two. What I might do is come around the front and I might set those front ones forward. Just, you know, having asked, could you set them forward? I was like, yeah, why not?
Fantastic. We want to just take a moment again and say hello to everyone who's just joining us. Taylor's still here with us, as well as Pamela.
How are the questions going?
Welcome,
Anybody
everybody.
shouting out there?
Beautiful skin. Hello, Pamela's saying hello. Thank you for doing this today.
Good morning.
People love seeing Rudy and Peter. Cade, welcome.
I mean, we go back 20-something years, Roots.
Easily.
Ooh. It's funny though. Every time we kind of come in, we smile and we laugh and we joke, and it's always like a great atmosphere. You know, the first thing I said to Veronica this morning, like I really love to laugh and have fun when we do these things.
So, Rudy, if you don't mind, will you catch us up on what you're up to?
Yes, I'm just adding a little complexion now. Obviously, you can see the product is vibrant and it causes some great circulation, which is dissipating. But you want that.
The product is working.
Yeah, it's absolutely working, and that's just it.
People get scared of that.
Oh,
right?
for sure,
Don't
for
they?
sure.
They go
for
there,
sure.
they go, oh my god, the skin's red, and now they panic.
But you can see the glow, and it's just the texture is just beautiful.
So,
Wanna
Pete, if you
switch
don't
sides?
mind, catch us up on your style. What for all the people who are just joining us? What are you going for? What's going to be your finished look?
Well, rather than just demoing here on these lives, we've kind of evolved it, and we're evolving into a kind of behind the scenes on a photo shoot. And we have Clay Boot here today, who's going to be our photographer. And we're actually going to start shooting at the end of the shoot, and then we'll carry on shooting I've already proposed to Veronica that we go up to the roof. She looked at me with crazy eyes. I think it's about 21 degrees here today. So
22.
22. Okay, there we go.
Better.
Even better, right? You can handle that, can't you? She's Russian. She's hardcore. So here I'm actually dragging it back and then forward to give me the loop around the face. And what this will do is give me that drape over the eye, that classic drape over the eye. You know, I want something, sexier, less commercial, something you could do in a salon situation. Again, using my highlight weave technique to take those sections around throughout the top here.
Cherry Davis is here with us, and she was wondering, what temperature is your iron?
I would have to peel it back to have a look, but I've set
But
it
it's
back
low.
about half. Yeah, it's low. It's about half. It's about half from the heat. On the dial, on the hot tools, it's about half. So, I mean, it's touchable. You can see I'm touching it without like scalding myself. So, you know, it's definitely, you've got to be careful when you're dealing with processed hair like this. The last thing you want to do is take off the iron and the hair comes with it. And trust me, I've had too many of those occasions, you know, when you're trying to do things in a hurry, and it's never a good idea. It always ends up in tears. Okay, I'm coming around the front here. I'm going to bug Rudy for a little moment here. I'm going to go a little bit more diagonal here. So making the section a little bit wider and coming to a point over here on top. Can you see that? And this causes the rotation in the section. If you've got a knot, which, mind, I'll just... Perfect, you good? Are you good there, Miss Veronica?
Sarah
okay.
saying, hello from Greece. Welcome, Sarah and Pamela. I love the diffused sectioning for the curls at the crown. Awesome. Glad you're grabbing some tips today.
Oh, thank you. Cheers, guys. Yeah, I mean, it works very well for coarse and fine hair. You know, with coarse hair, sometimes we kind of think, oh, we don't have to take that kind of section because the hair's coarse. But because it's coarse, you actually end up with an even stronger demarcation on the scalp. Okay, so I'm just pulling that out, pulling that out, pulling that out, and literally rolling that last one there, so I get like a nice, just pull that out from Rudy there.
And pulling it out is making it longer or wider or less...
Less spirally.
Less
Less
spirally.
spirally. Less like a classic set. So I didn't want it to end up with an old-fashioned set. I wanted to have a modern set. So again, you can see my section over here is quite wide, and my section at the front is a little bit narrower. So I'm coming from the point here. I'm going to widen out here now, and widen out even a little bit more at the back there. So again, not breaking that section up kind of helps having that tiny bit of regrowth, so you can actually see the breakup in the, you actually see that little moment there, I'm breaking up the section. And it just means that, just using my brush here, anybody's interested, I use tech brushes from Italy. They're a B Corp, again, very much in line with what I-N do. Yeah, I try and kind of align everything in my life as much as possible with that.
Megan is just joining us, and she's wondering about the products. What products do you have in her hair, Peter?
Okay, give me 1 second, Megan. I will bring them over because I am at the one more set here.
Peter,
Okay, so
I
my
can help you.
foundation is primer. Okay, the foundation is the Good Hair Guardian Thermal Primer. So this was all over the hair, wet the hair down with a water bottle, then the Good Hair Guardian all over the head, combed it through with a wide tooth comb.
Roots to ends?
Roots to ends, all the way through. And then I used a tint brush, a hair color brush, and poured the Shape Setter Flex Gel into my hand, and then literally painted it onto the root areas like you would in
almost like a single
regrowth.
process?
Like a single process, like a regrowth tint. And then through the ends, I just used a tiny bit of the Amplify, which is also part of the Amplify range, which we've now got the shampoo and conditioner for, that is on its way out, about to be released. So the blowout cream, and that just gives me a little bit of softness through the ends. If you just use the gel, it's a little crispier and more kind of a photo shoot feel, but I like hair to kind of feel a little bit sexier, more touchable. Okay, let me just brushing this out. Okay, I'm actually going to go a little bit further back than the hairline. And just take that one out down the median there.
Just because you're thinking it's too big for
Yeah,
the one.
I don't want that big section. I don't want to see a big parting on the hairline. I'd like it a little bit more invisible. Now, if you wanted a parting on the hairline, I'd take a parting clean at this point. I'm going to just over-direct that hair a little bit forward over here. So if you look from the side over this way, Kelly, you'll be able to see I'm dragging the hair forward towards her face, holding that down, and I'm dragging it forward of the section, so I'm actually setting it forward of the base. And I'm going to roll it, and I'm rolling it backwards. Just going to like slide that through there, wind it all the way down to the root. Ensure that that's all smoothed down. Okay, I have a slightly longer thumbnail than all my other fingernails, and that's always the case, just so it gives me curling iron control, and that's part of my life.
So instead of a pinky, it's a
Instead of a
thumb
pinky,
for you?
it's a thumbnail, yeah.
All right, okay.
Okay, and we're just holding slowly on the front ones. It's very important, drag a little bit, so we don't get too curly. Like that. Getting out of Rudy's way here, almost. And my last one coming in, Rudes, and then I'll be out of your hair, literally. How's that skin going, Rudy?
It's good. Got her natural color back. I just love.
Takes a moment to cool down,
It
right?
does. It does. It does.
Yeah.
Did you feel a sensation? Was it tingly at all?
Yeah, I think from the cold, my skin was little
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
like, I don't know,
Yeah.
freezed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were actually talking about doing a shot on the roof here of Blonde Studios.
Right.
And she was rolling her eyes at me. The great thing about shooting on the roof, and any photographer will tell you, is like once the weather's cold, the pores get tiny, which makes skin look beautiful afterwards. Okay, let's just stay there, don't move. Okay.
Rudy, do
Nice.
makeup artists need any long fingernail? Or no, you guys are...
Long fingernails?
No, there's none? There's none that you need?
No weirdness with a makeup artist.
Okay.
There's enough weirdness going on.
No quirky...
It's often discouraged, especially on the SD side, but
Yeah.
you see it all the time.
Okay.
It's very like you can't have nails, but you see it all the time. I always think of product getting underneath your nails and you're touching someone's face, but I'm not judging. I see it all the time.
Rudy, Pamela has a question.
Yes, Pamela.
Do you find that you have, let me see here, anything different with the makeup application after doing a fresh mask? Is there anything that you have to do differently, since you did a mask versus if you didn't do a mask?
Oh yeah, and for sure. And to be completely forthcoming, that was a mask created just for regular skincare products. So you literally use rich cream and liquid green oil as moisturizers in and of themselves. But I just want to show just the option you have at home for doing something a little bit different, and to show how completely active these products are for the skin. That was a great stimulator. Definitely gives some great stimulation.
Sherry's loving it. She's saying very nice. Welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us on your Saturday afternoon. Pete, what's your next steps?
All right, the brush out. I'm going to let it sit for a second. At this stage, you can cool it down with a sock diffuser and some cold air. But brush options for brushing out. I prefer to start with a brush. So we can start with a vent brush. Then we've actually got the differences between two brushes. And I think people often ask me, why don't I use a Mason & Pearson anymore? Because I found these brushes and I really like them. And if you look closely at them, this one has just the boar bristle. And actually, incidentally, boar bristle is harvested sustainably. The boars are not killed in the process. It's literally like haircuts. Counterintuitive killing them, because you want the hair to grow. And then this one has the tiny little pins above. Can you see the pins above the bristle?
Yep.
So this one gets right down to the scalp and gives you more of a scalp massage, activates the hair at the scalp, moves the hair around at the scalp. If you're brushing out, back combing or something like that, I would use this brush. If you're looking just for a softer, smoother, shinier finish, just use the bristles.
Pete, this might be a silly question. How do you know when the hair's cooled down?
Just feel it.
Okay.
Just literally grab your last
even if your
sections.
hands are warm or anything, you just give it a scrunch.
Now, dry shampoo, a little tip. If your hands are very warm, do you have a bit of makeup powder, Rudy?
You want powder?
Yeah, do you have a tiny bit of makeup powder? So I can use a tiny bit of makeup powder on the palms of my hands if you don't have dry shampoo. And that just takes the heat out of your hands. My hands are very dry and very cold anyway, but I actually have a couple of members of my team with very, very warm hands, which tends to collapse sets. Fantastic for molding shapes, for doing ponytails and things like that. Great little tip, put a tiny bit of oil on your hands, heat it up with a hairdryer and hold the hair flat around the hairline, and the heat from your hand and along with the oil will give you a very nice flat perimeter. So heat from your hand isn't necessarily a bad thing. So I'm going to start from the sides here. I'm going to just start brushing out gently with a vent brush.
And look at Rudy coming with the cheek color.
A little berry.
Love it, Rudy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a cheek lip cream. We're going to use it on the lip as well.
And when you're brushing every different possible angle here. Up, down, forward, side to side. I'm looking for a soft, natural set. Like I want really soft and sexy, just with the ends kind of kicking. A little bit of that sexy old Marilyn Monroe feeling.
Pete, can you overbrush at this point?
Absolutely. If you brush too much, you'll just stretch the set out. But then, no worry, don't panic. Like anything else, it's just hair. I'm not at all precious about that. When I teach, I generally allow people to overbrush it, and people's first thing is to go for the smooth brush without the bristles, and it puts too much tension on the hair, so it stretches it out, which is why I start with a vent brush or even a cutting comb. Combing it out with a cutting comb can work very, very nicely, and it just gives you like a very loose, soft comb out, and you're looking at the shape as you go. And all I'm thinking about right now is the airiness and how it's going to look in Clay's pictures. We talked a little bit about the situation and the lighting. We may throw a sheet over a sofa and have her on a sofa. And just showing you like how easy it is to set up a photo shoot.
Yes, Cheryl's saying great tips. She's got a photo shoot tomorrow.
Here we go,
Cheryl, do you have
Cheryl.
any
How's it going?
questions?
Tell me about your shoot. How's it going?
Yep, just let us know.
You can
if we
see the
help
volume
you.
there from the flex setting gel. It's kind
Remarkable.
of ridiculous. It's
And there's no flakiness or
not at all. I'm
all.
using a skinny brush here, and you just pull it in everywhere where you brush it in. It's just it's just massive volume. And I mean, this is the thing about it. Once you've applied the product really nicely to the roots. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the bristle brush now. Give a little bit more of a brush out.
Now, I know we talked about the different types of brush, the vent and the bore and the bore with the nylon. Why use 3 different brushes to essentially...
Different tensions.
Okay.
Each one gives you a different tension on the hair. So as I'm brushing here, you can see her head's moving around. She'll tell you it's pulling more, isn't it, Veronica?
No, it actually feels
before.
great.
It feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very pleasant.
It's
unusual.
Can you feel the bristles on your scalp?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it just like goes right down to the scalp. And don't worry about brushing it in the direction. Really what you're brushing out is the set itself, so that we kind of get like a really nice soft, if you have a look through here, we just turn you a little bit. So you're getting all this volume through here, just really nice and soft.
Now, Peter, what happens if you do make the mistake of brushing it when it's not completely cooled? What
Just
happens?
go back in with your curling iron.
Okay,
Go
it'll
straight back
just
in.
fall flat?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing, okay, so good question. So you can see the front one here. We come around to the front one. It's a wee bit, I mean, I could get away with it. It's going to give me a pretty shape, but I'm going to set it a little bit stronger then, just to show you. It won't hurt if it's a little bit stronger initially. So I'm going to just take a section out where we were.
And you're just going to try to mimic what you did before?
I'm literally just going to put in 2 dart sections. I'm going to take that one, which has a little bit more of a curl. I'm going to leave that one out. This one on top. I'm going to pull it out here. And grab that one. And I'm just going to, oops, can I just dive in here 1 second? Okay, so you can see it's pretty soft at the root here. Oh,
Just kind
that's
of
a pretty
falling
lip
flat.
color, Rudy.
I was zooming in on
Look
it.
at that.
Oh,
Oh, she zooms in
Veronica.
while I get into the hair there. That's nice, Ruth. I like that. Looks really pretty.
Well, merci. Veronica rocks it.
Okay. All right, so. Okay, so I'm pulling it a little bit more vertically, less forward now. So the more vertical I am, the more volume from the root I'll have. The more diagonal backwards that I go, the softer the volume at the root will be.
Mama.
Okay, going in at the root. And I'm actually not going to go over those ends again. I'm going to just leave those ends out.
Because we're just looking for the volume
Just
here.
looking for the volume.
Hey, Rudy, with Veronica, is she a case where any color will go?
You know, color. When we walked in, I said, "Oh my God, I love your hair color because I love this platinum kind of coolness." I see blue. I'm not a hair colorist, by the way, but I see like the beautiful blue tones in it, and so I like the idea of doing. If it's Marilyn Monroe traditional, you think like a red lip, which is very
Super red. Yeah.
it's obvious. But it's nice to play with these plumber tones that are also in the red family, but just cooler and icier. And I love it against her skin tone, the fairness of her skin.
Here I'm just using the tip of the iron, very, very steadily, just to bend in those little baby hairs on the hairline there a little bit, so I don't have to use hairspray on them. And you can see now, if you turn to the front there, Veronica, you can see how much more volume there is compared to that number 3. If we look at that as 1, 2, and you can see this third one dragging a little. And I think I'm probably going to put in just a tiny bit more volume into that one, just so it doesn't end up with too much of a difference.
Just to balance them all out.
Just about, yeah. I mean, you can see it drags a little. All right, we're in business, really.
Looking glamorous, I think.
How are we doing for time? Okay, good timing here.
So, Rudy, where are we up to? We've done cheeks, we've done lips. Eyes are looking beautiful.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of blending. I mixed a little of the eye gel with some concealer. And just kind of the finishing. I like the powder at the very, very end just to see how much the skin absorbs and if indeed you even need it. So it doesn't look overdone.
Is the eye concealer what we used earlier, or is this a new eye product?
Oh, well, you know, we don't make makeup yet at Intelligent, so it's just what's in my tool bag. But the same eye gel,
The same eye gel. I'm sorry, that was my question.
Yes, absolutely.
Same eye gel. Okay.
Yeah, it's great for that.
Still using that little zigzag technique as I'm taking each section here. I'm just putting in a very, very light back comb at the root here.
What makes it light? A light back comb?
A light back comb, just gentle. I mean, you can see the zigzag, it's a little bit bigger there. The light back comb is just when I'm using the fine teeth of a comb and I'm just pushing it down to the root, 1, 2, 3, maybe a 4th here, just on the hairline. So just being very, very gentle. Just getting a nice extra bit of oomph and volume around that hairline for dressing it. Most of this I'll brush out. I'm just looking for that hair to have a, you know, the gel basically gives it the texture anyway. There we go. Now we're starting to get there. Going up to the crown here. Don't really need to do anything around the back here. So there's no point in kind of backcombing if it doesn't need it. If you feel like you wanted to get like massive volume at the back, you could. You just take your section. When you're holding your sections for backcombing, pinch them together. And then as I push the comb in, I just release the tension a little bit. Each time I push the comb down, I release the tension at the top just a little bit. It just gives it... Having said I wasn't going to do a lot of volume.
That's how you marry the two sections together?
Exactly. So you're just pushing it in, releasing the tension, and giving it volume. And
Is there like any tips that you can give for the folks out there who get too deep into the back combing. Is there any, is it...
I think doing it on bleached hair will tell you straight away, because you'll literally end up with hair in your hands if you do it too aggressively.
Too aggressively.
And I think that's the best way to learn, like bleach up a mannequin so that you're practicing on bleached hair, because it will give you a result, and literally it'll come out in your hands if you're doing it too aggressively, which is what you don't want to happen. People always ask about tension, and I said it's one of those things. It's like cutting tension. Some people like hold the tension extremely tight in their hand. Yeah, pull the model's head around, and I'm like, well, that's not going to lead to a precise result. If her head's been pulled around.
Hey, Rudy, I have a question on for Veronica on her cheek color.
Yes.
How do you know where to place it so it doesn't run away from you?
Okay, so Veronica, give us one of your glamorous smiles.
There it is.
One of the easiest ways is really the anatomy of the face. And no matter if people say if your face is round, do it this way. If it's square, then that is true if you're trying to sculpt and shape. But it's really this right angle, that's the inner corner of the eye to the corner of the cheek, that when you smile, it's truly the apple of your cheek. So that's kind of universal. But Veronica has such a sculpted face. I also used it the way you would naturally contour, like in the contour of the cheek, as shaping as well.
So when you first placed the color on her cheek, it was right at the apple.
To be completely honest, I started at the what's this thing called?
Earlobe?
It's the name for that little piece, though.
Yeah.
The tragus.
Okay.
The tragus, because it's the midline to the face.
Wow.
The tragus is the midline.
Okay.
So I started the tragus to sculpt, and then I blend up onto the cheek and towards the center.
Beautiful.
Towards the center.
Actually,
I hope it registers on
the
camera.
above the
Gorgeous.
ear,
Okay.
I'm starting to back come underneath here when I'm around the ear and coming up above there. So in the same way that Rudy used that as a guideline, I'm going to use the same guideline then. And I'm just going to back come underneath rather than on top, so you don't see the back coming.
You're using a tragus
A
too?
tragus. There we go. Now we're getting all. Now we're turning back to beauty school technical, right?
So what is the point of, do you always back comb from underneath?
No, when you back comb underneath, it hides the back combing. So I'm putting in a little bit more back combing on this side here, just so I get a little bit more of a wild feeling. Having said I wasn't going to go big at the back, I was actually talking through my hat, which is usually the case, because I make up my mind as I work when I shoot. I'm not too good at working to specification. If someone says, something small and natural, generally I'll go kind of big and crazy just to make it more interesting for them. You generally find most photographers like something a little bit more dramatic to shoot. It makes their life a little bit more interesting. And also the model then starts to behave differently. I like that. I always like that moment when they look at themselves in the mirror and
Yeah,
it's
can't
like,
wait.
wow. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like you're like, I want to look now, but it's like you've got to wait for the mirror, that reveal. And again, like I don't like to work in the mirror all the time.
Rudy, I'm curious, just while we have your pearls of wisdom, what are essential face products, skin products that are mandatory in every woman's or man's kit? Besides moisturizer.
Okay, so honestly, everyone, we spend a lot of time talking about serums and treatment, but I really think we could spend a little more time on cleansing, like properly cleansing, double cleanse if you don't, meaning with a micellar water or face oil first, followed with a creamy cleanser or gel cleanser of your preference, or use your cleanser 2 times for a double cleanse to really clean the dirt and debris and pollution from the surface of the skin. We're talking about that a lot. So a great cleanser, number 1. Vitamin C. Everyone, we have to use vitamin C. Veronica and I talked about this because she said she has oily skin. I love our Super C Vitamin C Serum because it's water-based once again, so it's going to balance any oiliness because it's water. Vitamin C is brightening. You also need it for that nice bounce in your skin, for that collagen plumpness to help with the synthesis of collagen. So if you're not using vitamin C as a serum, I also use this as my pre-serum. So even if you are using like a retinol or a glycolic, which you probably would use separate, you can layer your retinol and vitamin C, but it's okay to separate them. A great vitamin C serum is the other must. And you said moisturizer already.
Of course.
And I tell my clients, they always ask, do you really need an eye cream? Well, your eye skin is different.
Yes.
So I do recommend that as a treatment. That's usually a stretch for a lot of people.
That's true. Now, just to circle back on the cleansing, this mega cleanse, is this daily, weekly, monthly?
Okay, now many of my clients tell me they may wash their face typically at night because they come in from work or they've been out. You definitely have to clean your face at night, especially if you're a makeup wearer. Many of us don't really always clean our face in the morning. We may take a micellar water or a splash or a tone, which is completely fine. But when you are getting your deepest cleanse, which may be at night, it's every time you cleanse your face.
Every time. Don't be afraid to like over dry your face or anything.
No, absolutely. Look up. I think it's called PM 2.5. It's particular matter 2.5. And Google it yourself. I'm not a scientist, clearly. But research is being done that shows these microscopic sizes of dirt, debris, and pollution can go into the epidermis. They actually can trigger your immune system through the epidermis. There's research being done and conversation about this. Even when you look at your weather report, you'll often see like the PM 2.5 index.
It'll tell
show you like just how much stuff is floating around out there. And we're exposed to it constantly.
Hey, I just want to say hello to Tristan Morrison. He's saying hello,
Tristan!
and you guys are looking good.
Hey, Morrison and Co. How you doing? Another Toronto.
Canada's
Tristan!
with us today.
All right, guys. So, Flexform hairspray. It's a wet hairspray. Putting it onto the edge of the skinny brush.
And you're not worried about the wetness on Veronica's hair?
I just swing it through a little bit, make sure it's a little bit tacky, and then I'm controlling the hairline. And you can see I've already controlled this hairline very nicely with it.
Why this hairspray in particular?
It's just very, very light. It's really, really light. And you've got to be careful. You know, you don't want it wet, and you spray it on the side of the brush that you're using against the hair, so you're not using it all over. If it's on the wood, just wipe it off the wood so it's only on the teeth. And we're just controlling all those little ones around the hairline. Got a nice big set going on here. And this is just a classic bob haircut that she normally wears straight down. I mean, she was very happy with the blow dry beforehand. So, you know, I probably didn't have to set it, but, you know, because we're doing a shoot and we've got this idea of a Marilyn Monroe, and I sort of said, let's make it a little bit Guess jeans, 80s.
Yes.
You know, 80s and 90s where it's got that sexy texture.
We just need some acid wash, G.
Exactly. She's from Miami, so...
Yes.
I know.
And... Oh, hey Pete, Donna, Clegg is saying hello and great work for everybody.
How's it going? How's it going? All right, so Rudy, tell me when I can drop that over.
You
the
can
eye
do what
there.
you got to do right.
All right,
this
so
moment.
let's.
Just want to take a minute and say
Okay.
thank you to Intelligent Beauty Global. They're dropping all the gems on their products, so thank you so much for that. We are loving them. Veronica's looking beautiful.
Yeah, I want to see. Can't wait.
So Pete, what are our next steps?
Our
What are you
next
thinking
steps
about?
are, I'm going to pull that forward here, and I'm going to shake this through. I'm just going to rough my fingers through it a little bit more, make it a little bit sexier. Yes. Oh, that's nice. Actually, the white top t-shirt's lovely. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's do that. Okay, so when you're doing pictures of your clients in the salon, this is really where I'd like to go with these lives from now on. So we're going to be, Rudy and I will be continuing the lives. And we're going to be basically pushing it further and further into photo shoot land, to kind of helping people with a bit of lighting. We're going to have people like Clay who are going to come and kind of hopefully give us a bit of consultancy, a bit of insight into what they like to see, how to work with photographers, how to find young photographers. So I met Clay a couple of years ago through a makeup artist, Lene Ruiz from Chicago. Clay's originally from Louisiana. And we've never actually worked together. And this for me is very exciting because I'm watching him, I'm watching his body language, he's shooting behind the scenes now, and he's actually clicking more. He's getting excited. Like the closer we get to finish, he's clicking more. I'm watching, you know, and this is a key when you're working with people. And I think a lot of good models will watch their photographers and look at the photographer and watch the photographer's reaction to see what they like and what they're getting excited about.
Nice, that's a great tip. Hey, Rudy, what did you apply just right now?
Oh,
On
so
our
yes,
neck,
yes,
did you
as
say?
promised, liquid
I had a
green
feeling.
body
I
oil.
knew it was
You
gonna
can
be
really
this
see
one.
the glow, but you'll see how it dissipates shortly and leaves just behind this hydrated looking skin.
And how important is it to make sure that you cover neck and...
Yeah, the idea is, when you think of skin, I think of head to toe. Like if her feet were exposed, I would have to do the top of her feet. If she turns around and does her back, we have to do the back. It's the whole idea around, you want continuity. The face doesn't have the same glow as the body, but there is some luminosity on the skin. You want to mimic that on the body. See?
All right, so this is the part I like to do, and if you can keep doing that, I'm just going to wheel Veronica and Rudy. I just loved this part. I always love to see the model's expression.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, this is the fun bit, because you can't fake this bit. This is the part where, she kind of looks at herself and it's like, wow, do I look like what you said you were going to do? Does it look like what we said promised to deliver? From Clay's point of view, how are you feeling about it? Clay, are we seeing a bit of Marilyn Monroe there?
Beautiful.
I'm not sure if we can get any more volume, Pete.
I mean,
Our products did us
literally
wonderful.
I think this is the exciting thing, for me, that natural products have got to a point now where we're bulletproof. The key is painting the Flex Set Gel on to the roots, using the tint brush, color brush, right onto the roots, just sectioning it off.
Because you don't want at all that to move down
I
the
don't
hair
really
shaft.
want it through. You just want
Only
to comb
just
it
want
through
it-
the hair shaft. So
And
that's why this is so light and fluffy and pretty through the ends. Because now I can use a board or a tiny bit of wind from my curling irons, and I've got that volume at the roots. It gives me that back combing. I've had set heavy Italian and Spanish hair using this technique with the Flex Set Gel.
Now,
and
what
it's
happens
incredible.
if you load up too much on the root? Is there a way besides washing the whole hair out? Is there a little
Just
aha
wet
moment?
water. Yeah.
And just remove it. If you
Just
find
water,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, I just got a little bit too much on that section.
I mean, once you've got the good hair guardian and as a primer on the roots, it's looking after the condition. You really don't need to do too much. You've just got to feel it out and just put it in the palm of your hands, and you just want to skim over the roots. Oh, Rudy's getting inspired there. He's going for an eye. This is a rare one, guys. So this is when it gets exciting for me, is like, when your makeup artist is going for an eye, he sees the result and he's like, I get this now. I'm going to push this to the next level. And this is when photo shoots become exciting for me. And I think, doing it with your clients instead of just shooting your haircut as it is. I know you get into a time crunch there, but you can teach your assistants to shoot. The phones are so good now. Or get them back. Get them back. At another time, rather than just trying to shoot them when they go out the salon.
Rudy, as we're finishing up here and you're doing your awesome eye, do you have any tips for this kind of cat eye for the person doing it, the model, if they're doing it themselves?
I'm going to show you. I literally go as close to the corner as I think I want to be, and then I'll take a tool, like a brush or something. Sorry, love. And I'll just move it where I want it to end up.
Does this brush have any product on it, or are you
No
just
product.
using what's on the eye already?
Just using what's on the eye already. Something like that.
And if it starts to move on you, are there any tricks?
Well, see, look down for me, Veronica. I'm sorry. Look down. There you go. Formula is everything. So I like the ones that are quick drying, because if it stays too wet too long,
Then you're
it's
asking
asking
for
for
trouble.
trouble. Let's see, this one's already dry. And you can even use the brush, the handle, for your cleanup. Something like that.
Nice.
Very
All
sexy.
right, Veronica. All right, Peter. Let's get in and take one last final looks.
All right, so I'm just gonna.
Thank you, Cheryl. You guys, the team is saying hello. Thank you for all of your greatness, all your sharing. Wendy, Cheryl, thank you for
Don't
tuning
close
in.
out just yet, because we're
Okay.
going to stick her into the corner of the room and give you the start of the shoot. Okay, let's see. Chin up for me. And just look in the mirror for me. There we go. I love it. Just kissing the eye there. All right, so got a bed sheet here.
Okay.
You want me to stand up?
I'm just showing you how simple it is. Just stand up and hold that around you. And go and crunch down into the corner of the coat there and just hold it around you. And maybe pull your top of one shoulder there, just give us a little bit of skin. And you can go right into the corner. You can even go low, squat down a little bit.
Come just a little.
There you go, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Peter, just jump in whenever you want to. Same for you, Rudy.
Rudy's like, okay.
Okay, there we go. Oh, going a little tight there.
Eyes here, Veronica. Good. And just a little bit.
Looking a little square on top, I'm just going to lift it a little. And the great thing again about all that back combing in the gel, give a bit more roundness. I just lift it up with my fingers. And your roundness is instant.
Good.
That looks beautiful, Kel. One of the keys when you're shooting yourself, if you're not dealing with a professional model, try to get them to look away from the camera a little bit. It makes them less self-conscious. You get more of a filmic still. Yeah.
Rudy, what are you seeing that you want to jump in there? Anything in particular?
So I would just touch it right here. A little powder.
Ah, there you go. You're just taking the shine down next
Just
to the
a
nose, but
little
leaving
bit.
it on the cheekbone.
Yeah, just so you have some range of shine.
Perfect.
Awesome,
Give me
Clay.
a second. I'm just going to tuck that into
Yeah.
the back of your t-shirt. Give you a little there. I'm going to tuck that back into the back of the t-shirt there. So
Veronica,
Yeah,
you can
gives you
let
a
this
little bit
fall
of
just a
turn.
little bit. One of those.
Awesome. Dina's loving it. You guys did a fantastic job today.
So we're going to carry on shooting, and we're going to take Veronica out onto the
Naked.
onto the roof. We're going to carry on in the studio. We've got a black background there. We've got a bit of black fabric.
All right.
We've got Clay brought a couple of jackets. Veronica's brought some changes. This is us for IN. Rudy, Mars,
Peter Gray, Veronica.
And Intelligent Beauty, thank you, you guys.